If you are really good at what you do, but the idea of showing up on social media is completely overwhelming, don't worry, take a breath. I'm here. This video series, I'm helping you understand the strategy behind social media and how to show up without it completely draining your energy. So, the number one most important piece of advice I have to everyone out there, something that I always have to constantly remind myself, is the importance of defining your message, voice, and brand positioning. Because before you get any type of social media platform, you need to understand how your brand and your company and even your personal brand are showing up. And also, who are you selling to? Because showing up as goofy on TikTok is very different than educational on LinkedIn. So, a lot of things that I hear from clients is, they're really really good at what they do and they have a lot of referral based clients. They have a great client list. They're really successful. They have a great strong company, but they struggle with how to communicate what they're actually doing online. They struggle how to get their personality online. They struggle to take these complex ideas and experiences from 20 years and put it on something like Instagram or TikTok, right? So a lot of times my clients also struggle with the fear of being cringy, or they don't want to be salesy. They don't want to be made fun of by their family members or colleagues. All of these things are constantly going through their heads. And they also struggle with like, I know all my clients, but who am I talking to? Am I talking to everyone? Am I talking to millions of people on the internet? And I think this is where, again, people struggle with how can I balance my experience, my expertise, my education with knowing exactly how to show up and how to reach the people I need to reach. So before you post, please define these three things. So, one, who do you serve? And be specific. You cannot say everyone because you do not serve everyone. Who do you serve? Is it females? Is it males? Is it college age kids? Is it women who just transitioned through divorce? Is it men who just transitioned through divorce? Is it digital nomads? Think about really who are you serving and be as niche as possible because this will kind of help you down the road. What problem are you solving? Again, this can sometimes be a little bit tricky because if you maybe you are selling candles, I'm going to keep going back to this example throughout our series. You're going to say, well, I'm not really solving a problem. Well, sure. What additive are you giving, right? Maybe you're not solving a problem, but what addition to life are you giving? So think about it in that way. And lastly, why should someone choose you? Again, another hard question. Some people are either very excited and know exactly the answer, or some people might have to sit on this for a little bit to understand, well, why should someone choose me? There's 3,000 other people doing this exact career in my state. And that when you think of numbers like that, it gets a bit overwhelming. But I promise, like, why are your friends friends with you? Why are your colleagues your colleagues? You have to start dialing it back and understanding you do have a unique perspective in this field. People are already your clients. Why are they already choosing you? Focus on that instead of the lack of what I don't have, or there's too many people, or oversaturation. Think about your exact position of where you're at right now. Why are people already choosing you? Because again, the most important part of this content journey is your perspective. And your perspective is a business asset. So, besides everything else you already have going in your business, your perspective, your experiences, and your personality are huge business assets. So, think about, how do you want to sound online? Do you have a little bit more of a joking personality? Are you very serious? Do you love adventure and you want to include some of these aspects that make you and your perspective stand out? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be the thought leader in your industry that everyone's coming to for advice? Or do you want to be more the person, talking directly to clients on how they need to solve their problems? You can also decide what you will not talk about. You don't have to talk about everything. You do not have to serve everyone on the internet, like I said. You can decide that you want to specifically talk about maybe tax codes if you're a tax attorney, and that is all you want to be known for is dialing back every single tax code in the IRS, understanding and giving it back in layman's terms, something like that. But you don't have to talk about anything else. You get to decide that. And another thing that I just wanted to note, professional is not boring. I think a lot of times I'm talking with people in professional service industries and saying, okay, but this is so boring. Who wants to hear about this? Again, what is your perspective on it? If you're talking tax code and you're quite a funny person, you can kind of make your content about like the humor side of tax, right? Like, or if that's not how you want to show up, then don't. Just be very educational and very thorough in all of your posts. So if you're clear here, everything gets easier. Your content becomes more intentional. Platforms stop feeling overwhelming. You attract aligned clients, and confidence replaces confusion. So once you become very confident with who your target audience is and how you want your business to be represented, that fixes everything. Then you're able to confidently get out your camera and click record. You're confidently able to open Instagram and post that reel. But until then, if you're still questioning, who am I even talking to? Then you really need to sit and pause before you start posting at all, because then it's going to just be kind of mishmashy. You're going to be confused. The person consuming your content is going to be confused. And it also, I'm not saying you have to only post about your very, 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 very specific niche thing. You can be yourself. And in these next videos, I'm going to talk about how to really identify where to be and how to show up and how to keep showing up. But at the end of the day, if your audience is males in their 70s, that's going to be a lot different of what you're posting versus females in their 30s. So start here. I always advocate to use AI. Have AI help you kind of narrow down on your niche target market if you're still unsure. Also help it do like a little brand analysis on your company. Then you're able to understand, okay, this is how I'm going to show up. And it always helps when you're authentic. And then that kind of takes away all the stress too. So thank you so much. Please watch the rest of this video series to help answer any other questions. But if you have any other questions in the meantime, email me and I'm happy to answer. Thank you.